Hello everybody, it is Kia Sangria back to give you another video about sewing. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Please make sure you are subscribed. Make sure to like and comment at the end of the video, especially if you like good content and you like sewing tips and all that good stuff. Today I am going to be walking you through one of the things that stops a lot of people in their sewing journey before they actually get started, and that is threading your machine. This seems to be one of the most daunting tasks for people that are just beginning. They've just gotten their first sewing machine and they don't know how to make it work. They especially don't know how to thread it. So I am going to take you through the process of threading my machine today, the way that I do for all of my machines when I'm starting a new project. As easy as this is for me now, it wasn't always, and I personally would get motivated to make something and really want to do it, but just couldn't understand the markers on my machine or how I was supposed to, thread it to make it work. And so my goal here is to hopefully demystify the process of threading your machine so that you can get started on that new cosplay you've been wanting to make, or that new outfit that you have in your head that you really want to take shape in real life. I am going to show you how to do that so we can make all of your costume and sewing dreams a reality. So sit back, relax. This will be a quick video. I won't keep you here for too long because I know you're very, very excited to get started on your own projects. And thank you so much for joining me here today. Now, let's get into it. All right, so to get started, the first thing you're going to want to do is turn on your machine. So just make sure that your cords are installed the way that they're supposed to be and just turn her on. And today I'm going to be working off of the ST150HDH, which is the heavy duty brother machine. And this is the machine that I'm actually going to use for an upcoming project. So what you're actually going to see is me thread the machine with the thread that I'm going to be using for this upcoming project. But the first thing that you're going to want to do before doing anything with your machine is you're going to want to make sure you thread your bobbin. And this is what your bobbin should look like. Every machine that you buy should technically come with some, but you could always purchase more. But this is what the bobbin is, and it goes into the lower part of the machine, but I'll show you that later. So this is it. To thread your bobbin, you're actually going to halfway thread your machine using your thread. So let's go ahead and get this installed now, and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So I'm just going to place the thread on the winder here, and every machine should come with guidelines on how to move the thread into little spots here, whether you are moving it to thread your bobbin or you're looking to thread the machine completely. So for right now, we're actually going to thread my bobbin. So I'm just going to grab this thread here. Oh, also, machines usually come with this little stopper, so just make sure you have that installed too, because if you don't, once you try to wind your bobbin or wind your thread into the machine, this part might just go flying off across the room, and we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and thread my machine so that I can wind my bobbin. So this is the first divot that we're going to get our thread through here. And then the second one is this little latch here. After that, I'm going to bring it around to this one here. Just make sure it catches on the side of this. And then I'm gonna take it around and just can continue to wind your bobbin without worry. Alright, so I think that's enough for now. And then the next thing you're going to do is just go ahead and cut that off. And now I'm going to show you how to actually install your bobbin into your machine. Okay, so now we have successfully threaded our bobbin. The bobbin is wound, the thread is on it, it's very secure. The next thing that we're going to go ahead and do is actually put our bobbin inside of the machine itself. So to do this, there is a small button that if you just push it back, the plate over here will lift. And so this is how it looks when that happens. So this comes off. You can just go ahead and put that to the side. And then this is your bobbin casing. Some machines have different bobbin casings. Some of them will have the casing over here. All of my machines have it this way. So you do need to pay attention to the type of machine that you have. Now you can't see it because of the light here, but there's a small illustration that tells me the direction that the thread needs to go in when I'm installing it into my machine. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do that now. So for me, I'm going to put my bobbin in with the loose thread going towards my right. Drop that in there. And then there's a small guide in here that just shows you how to move the thread around so that you can successfully complete this step. So I'm gonna do that now. The thread will automatically be cut here because there's a tiny blade in here. You can't see it, but it's there. And then you just discard the excess. And then your bobbin plate, you'll just put that right back into place. And then you're done. Okay. So now that we have successfully put our bobbin in, and you can see it right here, we're gonna go ahead and thread the top part of the machine. And so to do that, you'll follow the guides just as before. And they are numbered, so you'll know which step is which. And we will just follow the guides. And sometimes you may need to lift your presser foot in order to get your thread around the loop up there. Go ahead and do that. And now you have successfully threaded the top part of your machine. Now, when it comes to threading the needle, there are two ways for you to do it. There's a manual way, and then there is a automatic way. A lot of home machines nowadays come with an automatic needle threader, but some people prefer to do it the manual way. So I'm actually going to show you both ways right now. Okay, so to thread your needle, there's two ways to do it. I'm going to show you the manual way first. You need to lower your presser foot to start with, and then I'm going to cut off the excess thread that's over here just to make this a little easier to work with. Now you can use a little bit of water to straighten the thread tip here, and then you can place it through your needle like so. I have to work a little bit because I have nails, but you know, you may have an easier time than me. I do not care for threading my needle in this way anymore, just because I discovered a new method which I'm about to show you. But if you're just beginning, this might be a lot easier for you. And then you'll just make sure that your thread is going towards the back of your presser foot, and that's it. Now, to do it the automatic way is a lot more fun, but it can be a lot more daunting if you've never done it before. So I'm going to show you what that's like. Okay, so I'm a very big fan of this And that threads my machine. Now, I normally have a much easier time doing that, but because I'm doing it on camera, it is a little harder. But normally when I'm in the middle of a project and I need to rethread my machine or what have you, it takes me like 3 seconds to go ahead and get that done. I do suggest practicing doing that just because it's a really handy feature on most machines and it just saves a lot of time, in my opinion. But yes, that's how I thread my machine. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope that you learned something. If you got a machine for Christmas, I hope that this encourages you to take it out and play with it. But before I let you go, you might be like, well, Kia, how do I know that I installed my thread correctly? That's totally fine, and that's a great question, my child. I am going to show you how you will know for sure if you did it correctly. I have this really pretty scrap fabric of poly silk, and we're just going to go ahead and sew a straight stitch through it. And this will let us know whether or not you did this correctly or if you need to start over again, which hopefully we don't need to start over again. So let's see. Moment of truth. Just put the speed up on my machine a little bit. And if your machine starts doing that, then ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, it means you've done it correctly and you have successfully threaded your machine. All right, so that was it, guys. That was how I thread my machine. This is probably going to be the same way that you thread your machine at home. And I hope that it was a big help to you. Once you start doing this, you will get used to it. It's not as scary as it looks, and you'll know if you did it right or if you did it wrong very, very quickly. But please don't be afraid of touching your machine. You know, it is your friend. It is there to help you make amazing things beyond your wildest dreams. So please, please, please go ahead and save this video to your watch later so that you can come back to it whenever you need help threading your machine. But I am very excited for all of you watching this because this is literally step one of sewing your own clothes, sewing your own costumes, sewing your own home decor, and everything else that you could possibly think of. It starts with threading your machine, and I just showed you how to do that. So if you liked what you saw, please be sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a comment for me down below of anything else you'd like to see, because really you guys give me the ideas for this type of content. When you tell me, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I never heard of this, that motivates me to create a video for you guys so that you guys have resources that weren't really available to me when I first started. So please, 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 if you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment for me down below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.